Welcome to the House of Representatives. Your safety is our top priority. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with our emergency exit plan. First, remember that illuminated exit signs will always show you the way. Please remain calm and follow these signs in an orderly manner. Now, for your specific location. If you are on the plenary floor, exits are at both ends, leading to the north and south wing lobbies. You may also use the main entrance glass doors, which open toward the flagpole area. If you are in the middle gallery, your primary exit is through the main entrance glass doors, located near the flagpole area. If you are in the second or third floor galleries, in addition to the main door on your level, emergency exits are located at the ends of the seat rows on both the east and west sides. All these exits will lead you to the main hallway stairways, going down to the main entrance and out to the flagpole area. A quick guide. If you are on the south side of the gallery, turn right as you go through the emergency exit. If you are on the north side, turn left. Both will lead you towards the main hallway stairways. If you are seated at the rostrum, your nearest exits are on the north and south sides, leading directly to the rear entrance lobby and out to the helipad area. Finally, if you are unable to leave the plenary hall, do not panic. Essential safety items, a hard hat, whistle, bottled water, and flashlight are readily available under your table for your immediate use. Thank you for your attention. Your safety is our shared responsibility.
Session resume. Maayong hapon to all our colleagues. Majority Leader, please. Good afternoon. Please proceed, sir.
Mr. Speaker, good afternoon. I move to proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading as well as communications and committee reports.
Thank you. Secretary General, you may proceed.
Additional reference of business. Bills on first reading. House Bill 10102, promoting inclusive and sustainable rural development and livelihood enhancement in the Philippines, by Representative Soriano.
To the Committee on Rural Development.
House Bill 10103, promoting the inclusive development and well-being of children with special needs, by Representative Soriano.
To the Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill 10104, institutionalizing a national medicine system in the Philippines, by Representative Soriano.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10105, reinstituting absolute divorce as an alternative mode for the dissolution of marriage, by Representative Soriano.
To the Committee on Population and Family Relations.
House Bill 10106, removing the exemption from criminal liability for crimes of theft, swindling, and malicious mischief involving property of relatives, by Representative Soriano.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 10107, establishing the Government Employees Executive Preventive Health Program, providing free annual executive health checkups for all government employees, by Representative Hernandez Chariz Ann.
To the Committee on Civil Service, Professional Regulation, and Committee on Health.
House Bill 10108, providing financial literacy and entrepreneurship programs for workers, by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10109, mandating all commercial establishments and public buildings in every city and municipality of the country to install bidet sprays on public toilets, by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10110, establishing a job training program for mature or older workers, by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10111, institutionalizing 24/7 availability of essential frontline services through digital, voice, and non-voice channels and extending face-to-face frontline transactions,
To
by
the Committee on
Representative
Civil
Escudero.
Service and Professional Regulations.
House Bill 10112, assisting young athletes by providing programs and incentives for their development, by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill 10113, providing for the revised Government Auditing Code of the Philippines, by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 10114, granting tax exemptions and incentives to accredited film industry stakeholders and establishing the Nora Honor Award for Film Excellence, by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Ways and Means and Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Bill 10115, allocating a fixed percentage of the proceeds from the disposition of forfeited properties in corruption cases to the Office of the Ombudsman, by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 10116, institutionalizing detailed unit price analysis system in the determination of appropriations for any and all infrastructure projects in the National Expenditure Program and the General Appropriations Act, by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill 10117, mandating the imposition of lesser penalties in criminal cases where the corresponding civil aspect have been settled through alternative dispute resolution, by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 10118, upgrading the salary grade of dentists employed in the public sector, by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 10119, entitling barangay officials to fixed salaries and such other benefits being enjoyed by regular government employees, by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10120, providing death, disability, and accident insurance coverage to other barangay officials, barangay tanods, barangay health workers, barangay daycare workers, and members of the Lupong Tagapamayapa, and increasing the insurance benefits provided therein, by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10121, providing for the Magna Carta of Barangay Health Workers, by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10122, to regulate and limit usage of mobile devices in public and private educational institutions, by Representative Rama.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10123, establishing a national healthcare safety and reliability system, thereby creating the National Healthcare Safety Authority, by Representative Gato.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10124, institutionalizing dementia and Alzheimer's disease care in the Philippines, by Representative Acop.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10125, establishing a comprehensive national holistic reintegration program for persons deprived of liberty, creating the National Reintegration Commission by Representative Acop.
Committee on Justice.
House Bill 10126, providing protection, mandatory benefits, and equitable working conditions for digital platform and gig economy workers, establishing a portable benefit system by Representative Acop.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10127, expanding PhilHealth coverage to include benefit package to all mental health disorders by Representative Acop.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10128, amending the revised penal code by Representative Suntay.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 10129, institutionalizing the compliance, monitoring, and penal provisions for sewage treatment and disposal in Philippine registered vessels, strengthening the powers of the Philippine Coast Guard by Representative Romualdo.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 10130, institutionalizing the automatic pension escalation mechanism for retirees of the SSS by Representative Romualdo.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization.
House Bill 10131, establishing an automatic pension escalation mechanism for retirees of the GSIS by Representative Romualdo.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization.
House Bill 10132, institutionalizing architectural domain governance in government and covered private organizations, establishing the Philippine Reference Architecture Framework by Representative Romualdo.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill 10133, promoting the reemployment of senior retirees aged 66 to 75 years old by Representative Romualdo.
The Committee on Senior Citizens.
House Bill 10135, strengthening the protection of patients against hospital detention on grounds of non-payment of hospital bills or medical expenses by Representative De Lima.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10136, providing for medical parole to qualified persons deprived of liberty and setting rules on the grant thereof by Representative De Lima.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 10137, providing pre-employment assistance to indigents by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Poverty Alleviation.
House Bill 10138, providing further opportunities for senior citizens as employees in private entities by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Senior Citizens.
House Bill 10139, establishing a TESDA district office in the city of Davao by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Higher Technical Education.
House Bill 10140, requiring the inclusion of financial literacy and entrepreneurship as separate core subjects in the junior and senior high school curricula of the K-12 program by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bills 10145, 10146, 10147, 10148, 10149, 10150, 10151, 10152, 10153, 10154, 10155, 10156, 10157, and 10158, providing free child care centers in certain barangays in Quezon City by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill 10159, regulating the practice of microbiology in the Philippines by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yeda Marie, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 10160, exempting the sale of electricity for residential, agricultural, commercial, industrial, and other end-user consumption from value-added tax by Representative Suntay.
The Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill 10161, lowering the rates of tax on taxable income of individuals by Representatives Tino Elago and Co.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill 10162, institutionalizing a free medicine assistance program for the poor, establishing access sites in all cities and municipalities of the country by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10163, providing for the inclusion of the continuing driver's education program in the senior high school curriculum by Representative Vargas.
The Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10164, mandating the provision of child-friendly facilities in every dine-in restaurant in the country by Representative Vargas.
Committee on Welfare and Children.
House Bill 10165, providing for a national framework for interns' rights and welfare by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Higher Technical Education.
House Bill 10166, allowing the adoption of alternative work arrangements and enterprises registered with investment promotion agencies by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill 10167, amending Section 53 of the Citizen Retention and Reacquisition Act of 2003 by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 10168, establishing a sustainable housing program for tenured personnel of SUCs by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Housing and Urban Development.
House Bill 10169, establishing the Philippine National Metrology Institute by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Science and Technology.
House Bill 10170, institutionalizing the National Registry of Workers, establishing the Employment Management Information System by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10171, institutionalizing a comprehensive national program for the prevention, early detection, and management of chronic kidney disease by Representatives Duterte Omar Vincent and Duterte Paulo.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10172, mandating the institutionalization, development, training, organization, and administration of basic ROTC in grades 11 and 12 in public and private educational institutions by Representative Duterte Paulo.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education, the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10188, mandating law enforcement officers to use a body-worn camera during law enforcement operations by Representative Tulfo Ralph Wendell.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill 10189, establishing a modern hospital network licensing system by Representative Yap Eric.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10190, expanding mental health coverage under the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation by Representative Yap Eric.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10191, providing for a mandatory immunization program by Representative Yap Eric.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10192, mandating a smoke-free and vape-free environment in all public places and workplaces by Representative Yap Eric.
The Committee on Trade and Industry and Committee on Health.
House Bill 10193, establishing the National Nutrition Commission by Representative Yap Eric.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10194, regulating the allocation and utilization of confidential and intelligence funds, imposing penalties for misuse and misappropriation by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 10195, strengthening transparency, accountability, and efficiency in third-party provider contracting for PhilHealth and DOH programs by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10196, mandating the display of nutritional information on the menu of food service establishments by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10197, mandating the deployment of mobile clinics to geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
And Committee on Health.
House Bill 10198, establishing autism centers and early detection programs nationwide by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
Committee on Health and Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 10199, establishing a real-time national database of health workers to enhance deployment, training, and emergency response by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10200, establishing the OFW Families Enterprise Fund by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs.
House Bill 10201, recognizing, preserving, and promoting Philippine indigenous farming practices and cultural heritage by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
To the Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities and Indigenous People.
House Bill 10202, registering licensed traditional healers and integrating safe herbal remedies into the primary healthcare system by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10203, mandating annual health checkups for every family unit by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10204, mandating the TESTA to approve 2-year transitional training programs for grade 12 learners with special needs by Representative Lazatin.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10205, requiring public health facilities to disclose essential medicines availability by Representative Chanco.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10206, mandating the establishment of accessible, safe, clean, gender-responsive, and well-maintained public toilets and sanitation facilities in public places, transport terminals, tourist areas, markets, parks, and government centers by Representative Chanco.
The Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill 10212, amending certain provisions of the Magna Carta of Public Health Workers by Representative Chanco.
Committee on Health.
House Bill 10213, strengthening consumer protection in the Philippines by amending the Consumer Act of the Philippines by Representative Roman.
Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 10215, to keep incomes tax relieved and augmented by amending sections 24, 32, 33, 34, 53, 57, 109, 123, and 236 of the National Internal Revenue Code by Representative Leviste.
The Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill 10216, further strengthening the incentives for private sector participation in public educational institutions by Representative Villanueva.
Committee on Basic Education and Culture, and Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10217, establishing the Disability Support Fund for the empowerment, full participation, and inclusion of persons with disabilities in society by Representative Villanueva.
To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 10218, granting the BSP emergency regulatory powers over supervised institutions during a declared national emergency by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
House Bill 10219, expanding the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Poverty Alleviation.
House Bill 10220, strengthening the implementation, management, and utilization of the Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 10221, strengthening the Polytechnic University of the Philippines as the country's first national polytechnic university by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10222, institutionalizing a comprehensive electronic waste management system by Representative Plato.
To the Committee on Ecology.
House Bill 10223, enhancing barangay materials recovery facilities by Representative Plato.
Committee on Ecology.
House Bill 10224, instituting a comprehensive housing program for public school teachers by Representative Plato.
To the Committee on Housing and Urban Development.
House Bill 10225, establishing a framework for the comprehensive development, promotion, and protection of the Philippine ube industry by Representative Gomez.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 10226, establishing a tiered regulatory framework for minors' access to social media platforms by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Wealth for Children.
House Bill 10227, safeguarding personality rights against unauthorized use of face, voice, and identity through AI and deepfake technology by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill 10228, providing for a no-call, no-text, and no-email listing system to safeguard privacy and penalize violators by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill 10229, strengthening the Anti-Drunk and Drug Driving Act of 2013 by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 10230, ensuring free birth registration for indigent Filipino children by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Population and Family Relations.
House Bill 10231, providing agricultural pension and social security benefits to farmers and fisher folks by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization.
House Bill 10232, providing for expanded paternity leave benefits by Representative
To
Fortes.
the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10233, providing for free annual medical checkup for Filipinos by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10234, strengthening local sports programs to develop young athletes by Representative Fortes.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill 10236, establishing the PNP Cybersecurity Operations Center by Representative Perez.
Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10237, increasing the service incentive leave of employees by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
The Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10238, prohibiting the use of animal testing for cosmetic purposes by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 10239, requiring public establishments to provide free menstrual products in public restrooms by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 10240, amending sections 15, 16, and 17 of the Philippine Aeronautical Engineering Decree of 1978 by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Service, Civil Service and Professional Regulations.
House Bill 10241, further amending the Magna Carta for Persons with Disability by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 10242, requiring businesses to submit job vacancy information to the Public Employment Service Office upon renewal of business permits by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 10243, establishing a scholarship and return service program for students pursuing a bachelor's degree in occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech and language therapy by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 10244, establishing a program for the use of public and participating private spaces for art exhibits of local artists by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
Committee on Creative Industries.
House Bill 10245, amending the Agriculture, Fisheries, and Rural Development Financing Enhancement Act of 2022 by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food and Committee on Aquaculture, Fisheries, Resources.
House Bill 10246, institutionalizing a deforestation-free government procurement policy by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill 10247, establishing a national program for malunggay industry by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 10248, establishing a national traditional arts apprenticeship and succession program for cultural micro, small, and medium enterprises by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Bill 10249, strengthening risk-informed relocation and resilient human settlements planning in disaster-prone areas by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Housing and Urban Development.
House Bill 10250, mandating the inclusion of indigenous root crops into the National Feeding Program for undernourished children in public daycare, kindergarten, and elementary schools by Representative Lopez.
To the Basic Committee, Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 10251, establishing fiscal incentives for the acquisition and installation of solar energy systems by Representative Colliantes.
Committee on Energy.
House Bill 10252, declaring July 7 of every year a special working holiday in Cuenca, Batangas to commemorate the life, heroism, and legacy of revolutionary leader Colonel Pedro Pasilla, to be known as Colonel Pedro Pasilla Day by Representative Colliantes.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 10253, providing additional leave benefits to parents and legal guardians of children with disabilities by Representative Colliantes.
To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill number 10254, institutionalizing the career progression and specialization program and credit accumulation and transfer system by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulations.
House Bill number 10255, amending the charter of Benguet State University by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 10256, amending the Cordillera State Institute of Technical Education Act, renaming the institute as the Cordillera State Polytechnic Institute by Representative Dumogan.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 10257, removing the allowable systems loss from private utility companies and reducing the cap of recoverable system losses for rural electric cooperatives from 14% to 5% by Representative Montes.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10258, strengthening regulation in the electric power industry by Representative Abante.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10259, restricting social media access to children 15 years old and below, mandating age verification mechanisms for social media platforms by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill number 10260, standardizing the fees for the issuance, reproduction, and certification of court documents and granting fee exemption to indigenous peoples by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill number 10261, exempting indigenous peoples from fees in the procurement of official school documents from all educational institutions by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Basic Education, Culture, and Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 10262, institutionalizing a fuel subsidy or gasoline allowance for public utility vehicle drivers and operators by Representative Luistro.
Committee on Transportation.
House Bill number 10263, promoting digital media and information literacy among Filipinos, establishing a national digital literacy program by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Public Information and Committee on Information Communications Technology.
House Bill number 10264, providing for the development and preservation of Philippine culinary heritage by Representative Legarda.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Bill number 10265, enhancing the safety of schools by requiring emergency response and parental notification protocols by Representative Legarda.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 10266, providing universal access to digital learning resources for students in state universities and colleges by Representative Legarda.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 10267, establishing a minimum age requirement for access to social media platforms by Representative Legarda.
Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill number 10268, requiring all educational institutions to process and release school records, transcripts of records, diplomas, certifications, and other academic documents within 3 working days from receipt of a complete request by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 10269, prohibiting threatening, harassing, coercive, and abusive debt collection practices by online lending applications, digital credit providers, financing companies, lending companies, and other similar entities by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
House Bill number 10270, criminalizing malicious AI-generated impersonation, non-consensual deepfake sexual content, Election Disinformation and AI-Enabled Fraud by Representative Luistro.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill number 10271, establishing in Liloy, Zamboanga del Norte, a separate schools division office for the 3rd District of Zamboanga del Norte as the Zamboanga del Norte Schools Division Office 2 by Representative Amatong.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 10272, granting the Tarlac 2 Electric Cooperative, Inc. a franchise to construct, install, establish, operate, own, manage, and maintain electric power distribution systems for the conveyance of electricity to end users in Concepcion, Bamban, Capas, and La Paz in Tarlac, and Zaragoza, Nueva Ecija, by Representatives De Jesus and De Gooc.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchise.
House Bill number 10273, prohibiting the pass-through and recovery of system loss charges from electricity consumers, by Representative Tiangco.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10274, strengthening senior citizens community centers and enhancing the regulatory authority of the National Commission of Senior Citizens, by Representative Dumogan.
To the Committee on Senior Citizens.
House Bill number 10275, increasing the annual income tax exemption threshold of individual taxpayers to 1 million pesos through a phased and indexed tax relief schedule, by Representative Alba.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 10276, amending Section 2 of the Motor Vehicle Users Charge Law, by Representative Ceniza.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill number 10277, instituting an automatic regional minimum wage adjustment mechanism, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill number 10278, strengthening the stabilization of prices of rice and other basic food commodities, establishing a national food price buffer fund, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill number 10279, providing for a fuel subsidy program for public utility vehicle drivers and operators during periods of sustained high fuel prices, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill number 10280, expanding the lifeline rate subsidy for electricity consumption of marginalized households, by Representative Pimentel.
Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10281, declaring price gouging and profiteering on basic necessities during states of calamity and non-calamity periods as economic sabotage, by Representative Pimentel.
Committee on Justice.
House Bill number 10282, strengthening the protection of workers' right to overtime, premium, and holiday pay, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill number 10283, establishing a credit assistance and relief program for micro and small sari-sari store and market vendor enterprises, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Development.
House Bill number 10284, institutionalizing a guaranteed farm gate price and direct cash subsidy program for rice, corn, and vegetable farmers, by Representative Pimentel.
Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill number 10285, providing fuel subsidy and livelihood support to municipal and small-scale fisherfolk during periods of fishing ban or closed season and high fuel prices, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Aquaculture and Fishery Resources.
House Bill number 10286, providing incentives and financial assistance for the modernization of public utility jeepneys and tricycles, ensuring the protection of drivers and small operators during the transition, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill number 10287, prohibiting the use of personal electronic devices in kindergarten to senior high school in all public and private basic education schools, by Representative Valeriano.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 10288, strengthening law enforcement against illicit trade in tobacco products and related products as a matter of public order and for other purposes, by Representatives Valeriano and Chua.
To the Committee on Trade, Industry, and Committee on Health.
House Bill number 10289, amending sections 144, 145, and 263-A of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997, by Representative Valeriano.
Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 10290, establishing the Liver Center of the Philippines, by Representative Legacion.
Which one? To the Committee on Health.
House Bill number 10291, promoting plasma donation and collection, establishing plasma banks, by Representative Legacion.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill number 10292, institutionalizing the Philippine Blood Center and regional blood centers and appropriating funds therefor, by Representative Legacion.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill number 10293, establishing a comprehensive social protection program for aging farmers and fisherfolks by Representative Legacion.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill number 10294, providing for free freight services in the transportation of relief goods to calamity-stricken areas, infrastructure support therefore, by Representative Legacion.
To the Committee on Disaster Resilience.
House Bill number 10295, providing for the establishment of a disaster food bank and stockpile for every province and highly urbanized city in the Philippines, by Representative Legacion.
To the Committee on Disaster Resilience.
House Bill number 10296, providing for the lifetime validity of identification cards issued to persons with permanent disability, by Representative Legacion.
Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill number 10297, converting the Ubay National Science High School in Ubay, Bohol into the Regional Science High School for Central Visayas, by Representative Aumentado.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill number 10299, amending Section 43F of the Electric Power Industry Reform Act of 2001 and Section 10 of the Anti-Electricity and Electric Transmission Lines Materials Pilferage Act of 1994 to prohibit the recovery of system losses from the consumers, by Representative Suwan.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10300, increasing the personal income tax exemption threshold, by Representative Suwan.
Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 10301, institutionalizing the National Police Clearance System, by Representative Tan Keith Maika.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 10302, strengthening the national urban research and rescue and emergency response capabilities of existing government agencies, by Representative Tan Keith Maika.
To the Committee on Disaster Resilience.
House Bill number 10303, increasing the recruitment quota requirement of female PNP officers, by Representative Tan Keith Maika.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 10304, providing for electoral campaign finance reforms, by Representative Tan Keith Maika.
To the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
House Bill number 10305, strengthening the COMELEC by increasing the manpower complement in its field offices, providing office spaces separate and independent from local government units, by Representative Tan Keith Maika.
To the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
House Bill number 10306, rationalizing system loss charges and electricity distribution, by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10307, removing the system loss charge and its corresponding value-added tax from the electricity bills of consumers, by Representative Loria.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10308, amending the anti-bomb joke law, classifying bomb threats committed through information and communications technology as a cybercrime offense, by Representative Loria.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology.
House Bill number 10309, protecting Filipino children and youth from online radicalization and nihilistic violent extremism, establishing a national framework for prevention, due process-based platform, accountability, and rehabilitation, by Representative Loria.
To the Committee on Welfare of Children.
House Bill number 10310, providing protection and incentives to freelance workers, by Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill number 10311, prohibiting the collection system loss charges from electricity consumers, by Representative Plato.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10313, ensuring the welfare and protection of BPO workers and the recognition of their rights as provided for in the Labor Code of the Philippines, by Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill number 10314, to lower the price of electricity by exempting its sale by generation, transmission, and distribution companies and electricity cooperatives and system losses from the imposition of VAT, by Representative Dimacuja.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10315, establishing the PNP Forensic DNA Database, by Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 10316, increasing the income tax exemption ceiling for individual taxpayers to 350,000 pesos and proportionally adjusting the income tax brackets accordingly, by Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 10317, assisting young athletes by providing programs and incentives for their development, by Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill number 10318, providing for stricter enforcement in the construction, installation, and maintenance of public safety signages, by Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill number 10319, mandating the conduct of medical legal examination of the dead, institutionalizing a standardized medical legal death investigation system, by Representative Lagbas.
Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 10320, strengthening the national anti-rabies program through the establishment of animal bite centers in rural health units, the provision of free anti-rabies vaccinations. By Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill number 10321, mandating law enforcement officers to use a body-worn camera during law enforcement operations. By Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill number 10322, amending the Anti-Drunk and Drug Driving Act of 2013. By Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill number 10323, regulating the possession and operation of unmanned systems. By Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill number 10324, mandating the University of the Philippines to establish an integrated undergraduate and graduate program in psychology, leading to qualification for licensure under the Philippine Psychology Act of 2009. By Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 10325, creating a comprehensive and integrated system for the reintegration of persons deprived of liberty and previously incarcerated individuals, strengthening the programs of the Bureau of Corrections, the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, the Parole and Probation Administration, and LGUs. By Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill number 10326, amending the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. By Representative Lagbas.
To the Committee on Ecology.
House Bill number 10327, repealing Batas Pambansa Bilang 36, entitled Imposing an Energy Tax on Electric Power Consumption. By Representative Yap Eric.
Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 10328, exempting the system loss charge billed to residential end-user consumers by distribution utilities or electric cooperatives from the coverage of the VAT. By Representative Yap Eric.
To the Committee on Energy.
House Bill number 10329, providing for the protection of the rights and welfare of Filipino virtual assistants and online freelancers. By Representative Zamora Isabel Maria.
Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill number 10330, lowering the minimum age of criminal responsibility, defining discernment, strengthening accountability, parental responsibility, and child protection safeguards under the juvenile justice and welfare system. By Representatives Garbin and Chan, Jan Franz Norbert Tosilito.
The Committee on Justice.
House Bill numbers 10331, 10332, 10333, 10334, 10335, 10336, 10337, 10338, 10339, 10340, 10341, 10342, 10343, and 10344, establishing test the training and assessment centers in certain barangays in Quezon City. By Representative Vargas.
The Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill number 10345, an act restructuring the individual income tax rates of citizens and resident aliens, amending for the purpose Section 24 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended. By Representatives D. Faustino and Marcos.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
House Bill number 10346, an act rationalizing corporate taxation by abolishing the minimum corporate income tax, amending for the purpose Section 27 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended. By Representatives D. Faustino and Marcos.
The Committee on Ways and Means.
Resolutions. House Resolution 1191, urging the Committee on Agriculture and Food to conduct a thorough review of the existing policies on importation of pork and their adverse effects on local hog raisers. By Representatives Panaligan and Umali.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1192, directing the appropriate House Committee to conduct an inquiry into the insufficient and inadequate allocation and release of water from the Angat and Ipo dams, which hampered both agricultural irrigation in the 6th District of Bulacan and neighboring provinces, and the potable water supply for affected communities. By Representative Plato.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1193, directing the House Committee on Natural Resources to conduct an inquiry into the illegal large-scale mining operations of North Luzon Mineral Resources Corporation in areas declared as watershed forest reserve in Casibo, Nueva Vizcaya. By Representatives Co, Elago, and Tino.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1194, expressing the sense of support of the House of Representatives on the calls of the residents from Santa Fe, Nueva Vizcaya, to suspend the pending exploration application of NGC Mineral Resources Corporation in lieu of regional concern on destructive large-scale mining operations. By Representatives Co, Elago, and Tino.
The Committee on Natural Resources.
House Resolution 1195, congratulating and commending the Miriam College High School Glee Club for winning 2 gold awards and a special award at the Musica Orbis Prague Festival in Prague, Czech Republic. By Representative Montes.
The Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Resolution 1196, directing the Committee on Energy, jointly with the Committees on Trade and Industry and Good Government and Public Accountability, to conduct an inquiry into the continuing increase in electricity rates, the growing incidence of electricity bill shocks and consumer billing disputes, beginning March 2026, the operation of the wholesale electricity spot market, the implementation of ERC Resolution 10, the pass-through of generation costs to consumers, and the adequacy of existing regulatory safeguards. By Representative Marcoreta.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1197, commending Alexandra Alex Ayala for her historic performance in the 2026 Wimbledon Championships and for bringing pride and honor to the Philippines. By Representative Vargas.
Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1198, commending Mazel Paris Delgado for her historic achievements in international skateboarding and for bringing honor and pride to the Philippines. By Representative Vargas.
Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 1199, commending Alexandra Ann Diaz for her outstanding and historic performance in the 2026 IWF World Youth Weightlifting Championships. By Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 1200, honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Kent Carpenter for his invaluable contributions to the Philippine marine science, biodiversity conservation, and the successful pursuit of the Philippines case in the West Philippine Sea arbitration. By Representative Degamo.
To the Special Committee on West Philippine Sea.
House Resolution 1201, urging the DepEd and the DPWH to temporarily suspend the implementation of the Basic Education Facilities Program, particularly the use of cluster bidding in the construction, repair, replacement, and rehabilitation of classrooms from kindergarten to senior high school. By Representative Dumogan.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Resolution 1202, commending Dr. Christopher E. Makabuhay for his outstanding contributions to educational leadership and governance and for bringing honor to the Philippines through his international recognitions in the World Education Summit and Global Excellence Conclave. By Representative Romulo.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Resolution 1203, urging the Committee on Human Rights to conduct an investigation into reports of the presence and activities of the AFP in urban poor communities in Metro Manila and the alleged militarization thereof. By Representatives Elago, Co, and Tino.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1204, congratulating the Holy Angel University for ranking first among the top performing schools in the July 2026 Master Plumbers Licensure Exam. By Representative Lazatin.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Resolution 1206, directing the Committee on Natural Resources and other appropriate committees to conduct an inquiry on the memorandum issued by the DENR dated October 8, 2025 on the interim operational guidance and conditions on the earthballing and relocation of mangroves in exceptional circumstances. By Representative De Lima.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1209, urging SUCs and private higher educational institutions to include in their respective curricula the study of the maritime zones of the Philippines, including the 2016 South China Sea Arbitral Award, to instill among the youth a deeper appreciation of Philippine maritime sovereignty and foster nationalism, and urging the CHED to issue guidelines supportive thereof. By Representative Lopez.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Resolution 1210, directing the appropriate committees of the House of Representatives to conduct an inquiry into the status of the implementation of the Social Pension for Indigent Senior Citizens Program. By Representative Ordanes.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1211, conferring the Congressional Medal of Distinction upon Alexandra Alex Maniego Ayala in recognition of her historic achievements in international tennis, her outstanding contributions to Philippine sports, and the honor, prestige, and distinction she has brought to the Republic of the Philippines. By Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1212, congratulating and commending the Iglesia Ni Cristo on the occasion of its 112th founding anniversary. By Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1215, congratulating and commending Joshua the Passion Pasio for successfully defending the strawweight mixed martial arts world championship, bringing honor to the province of Benguet and the Philippines. By Representative Yap Eric.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 1216, directing the appropriate committee of the House of Representatives to conduct an inquiry into the deaths of 3 students and injuries caused to several others during a shooting incident linked to the San Jose National High School in Tacloban City, Leyte. By Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yada Marie, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1217, urging the House Committee on Energy to investigate the reported premature increase of oil prices and urging the Department of Energy to penalize erring gasoline distributors. By Representative Tiangco.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulations. Oops. to House Resolution 1217 to the Committee on Rules. Please proceed, Secretary General. Communications.
Communications. Letter dated April 16, 2026 of the CEESB Executive Director, submitting to the House of Representatives a copy of their quarterly fiscal report of operation as of March 31, 2026.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulations.
Letter dated April 27, 2026 of the JICA Chief Representative, sharing with the House a copy of their 2025 annual report titled Building Pathways to Sustainability.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
Email dated May 5, 2026 of the DMW Strategic Planning and Management Service, Monitoring and Evaluation Division, submitting to the House a copy of their quarterly fiscal report of operations as of March 13, 2026, which was posted on their website.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers' Affairs.
Letter dated May 6, 2026 of the DOT Undersecretary, Tourism Standards Regulation and Human Capital Development, and concurrent OIC Chief of Staff, Office of the Secretary, informing the House that their quarterly report on financial and physical accomplishments for the first quarter of FY 2026 was transmitted through the Unified Reporting System, and a corresponding physical copy was submitted to the Department of Budget and Management, which was duly received on April 30, 2026.
To the Committee on Tourism.
Letter dated June 9, 2026 of the COA Chairperson, furnishing the House of Representatives with copies of their annual audit reports for the years ending December 31, 2024 and December 31, 2025 on certain government-owned or controlled corporations.
To the Committee on Public Accounts.
Letter dated June 16, 2026 of Prime World Digital Systems, Inc., Regulatory Affairs, submitting to the House a copy of their annual report for the year ending December 31, 2025.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchises.
Letter dated June 16, 2026 of the Smart Broadband, Inc., Regulatory Affairs, submitting to the House a copy of their annual report for the year ending December 31, 2025.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchise.
Letter dated June 16, 2026 of the GSIS President and General Manager, submitting to the House a copy of the report on the GSIS investments portfolio as of December 31, 2025, based on the unaudited GSIS CY 2025 financial statements as of June 16, 2026.
To the Committee of Government Enterprises and Privatization.
Letter dated June 23, 2026 of Digital Mobile Philippines Incorporated, Regulatory Affairs, submitting to the House a copy of their annual report for the year ending December 31, 2025.
To the Committee of Legislative Franchises.
Letter dated June 23, 2026 of Smart Communications, Inc., Regulatory Affairs, submitting to the House a copy of their annual report for the year ending December 31, 2025.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchise.
Letter dated June 26, 2026 of BSP Bank Officer 6, Office of the General Counsel and Legal Services, transmitting to the House duly certified copies of certain BSP issuances.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
Letter dated July 1, 2026 of the Office of the President, Acting Executive Secretary, transmitting to the House a certified true copy of the Petroleum Service Contract 92 between the Republic of the Philippines and Coloma, Inc., pursuant to Section 2, Article 12 of the Constitution.
To the Committee on Energy.
Report dated July 6, 2026 of the Honorable House Secretary General on enrolled copies of the consolidated version of House Bill 5939 and Senate Bill 1899, titled Allowing the Department of Education the Flexibility to Determine the Pedagogical Approaches to be Implemented in the Basic Education Curriculum, which was transmitted on July 2, 2026 to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature, pursuant to Section 18H, Rule 6 of the Rules of the House of Representatives. Committee reports. Committee Report 522, submitted by the Committees on Transportation and Appropriations on House Bill 10298. Committee Report 523, submitted by the Committees on Sustainable Development Goals and Ways and Means on House Bill number 10312.
The aforementioned committee reports are referred to the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, may we request to acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Jose Manuel F. Alba. They're members of the Sumilao DART team, Vice Mayor George Jerry Baula, Mr. Ruel Sale, Mr. Denmark Sambo, Mr. Janier Enoch, and Mr. Fritz Enoch.
To the guests of Jose Manuel F. Alba, Congressperson 5th District Bukidnon, members of the Sumilao DART team, maayong pag-abot on behalf of Speaker Faustino D. III. Maayong pag-abot, maayong hapon kayo tanan. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader, daghang salamat.
Mr. Speaker, may I also request to acknowledge the guests of the representative from the United Senior Citizens Party List, Representative Milagros Aquino Magsaysay. They are the following: Ms. Purisima Libot, Ms. Linda Lopez, Blesilda Velasco, Jean Francisca Quiza, Marilyn Vergara, Minerva Gaut, Ginalin Amida, Jose Postrero Jr., Erlinda Palacio, Valentina Dungo, Andrea Nirza, Restituta Meñano, Erlita Perez, Joselito Espirito, and Renato Sarmiento.
To the guests of Representative of the United Senior Citizen Party List, Milagros Aquino Magsaysay, good afternoon on behalf of Speaker Faustino Boji D. III. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Good afternoon. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize the guests of Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Eduardo R. Rama Jr., 2nd District, City of Cebu, Honorable James Bernard S. Cabido, SK Chairperson of Barangay Loriga, San Miguel, Mr. Frederick Rabo, SK Treasurer of Barangay Lorega, San Miguel, Honorable Dave Ostulano Ilana, SK Chairperson of Barangay Pasin.
Thank you, Majority Leader. To the guests of Eduardo R. Rama Jr., Deputy Majority Leader and South District of Cebu City, maayong hapon kanyo tanan. On behalf of Speaker Faustino D. III, maayong pag-abot. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Daghang salamat. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may we also request to acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Representative of the 2nd District of Marikina, the Representative Attorney Miro Kimbo. They are grade 11 students and faculty members from the Marist School of Marikina. David Acuña, Josue Aza Bailey Andal, Fra Angelo Cardenio Andrada, Jessie Denise Buen, Simon Inigo Bunyag, Luther Carion, Julius Isaac Katibog, Marla Nazdin Sepe, Alfred Co, Anton Joaquin Co, Juan Miguel Cortez, Rafael de Guzman, James Gabriel de Guit, Gabriel Nicole Di Macali, Maria Johanna, Michaela Driza, Russell Emala, Lawrence Fabonan, Albert Criswell Foster, Wentworth Tyler Isabelo, Sean Jacob Joseph, Luna Daniela Gamon, Frederick Gray Lopez, Lara Micaela Lucas, Sofia Maria Isabella Marco, Luis Cedric Melgar, Gabriel Mendoza, Gabriel Benito Motos, Rihanna Zairel Nercua, Gabriel Peneira, Marcos Wyatt Pespes, Enrique Pionila, Isaiah Lawrence Quitoras, Francesca Lois Ramirez, Ashton Avery Reboredo, Kirsten Micah Rodriguez, Isaac Crane Salvador, Raya Ayesa Senga, RV J. Stan, Rema Georgina Uy, and their teachers, Mr. Achilles Luis Nano and Mrs. Agnes Gadingan.
Maraming salamat to the guests of Attorney Miro S. Kimbo, representative of the 2nd District of Marikina. Good. Congressman, your guest. On behalf of Speaker Faustino Boji D. III, welcome to the House of Representatives. Good afternoon. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business of the day, I move to consider House Resolution Number 1013 as contained in the Committee Report 434 submitted by the Special Committee on the West Philippine Sea. And for this purpose, may I request the Secretary General to read the title of the resolution.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Resolution 1013, resolution commemorating the 10th anniversary of the 12 July 2016 Arbitral Award on the South China Sea Arbitration, honoring the Philippine legal and diplomatic victory and reaffirming the country's commitment to the rule of law, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, and the peaceful settlement of disputes.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the Lone District of Malabon City, Honorable Antolin Oreta, for his sponsorship speech.
The gentleman from Malabon, Congressperson Oreta, you're recognized, sir, for your sponsorship.
Thank you, Mr.
speech.
Speaker.
Please proceed, sir.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I rise today as chairperson of the Special Committee on the West Philippine Sea to sponsor House Resolution Number 1013, commemorating the 10th anniversary of the 12 of July 2016 Arbitral Award, a landmark victory that affirmed the Philippines' maritime entitlements under international law and demonstrated that disputes between nations can be resolved through the rule of law, peaceful diplomacy, and the institutions of the international community. This resolution is more than a commemoration of a historic legal victory. It is also a tribute to the dedication and perseverance of the many Filipinos, our diplomats, legal experts, public servants, uniformed personnel, and fisherfolk whose efforts help safeguard our country's rights and interests. 10 years later, this victory remains as relevant and urgent as ever. Recent developments in the West Philippine Sea remind us that the effective implementation of international law and the peaceful management of maritime differences remain continuing challenges. Just this month, incidents involving Philippine and Chinese maritime forces prompted the Philippine government to register diplomatic protests and drew concern from the international community. Further developments near Bajo de Masinloc during a humanitarian and livelihood support mission for Filipino fisherfolk likewise underscored the importance of safeguarding lawful activities and maintaining peace and stability at sea. These circumstances underscore the enduring importance of the 2016 Arbitral Award as a guiding legal framework for the protection of the Philippines' maritime entitlements, the livelihood of our fisherfolk, the safety of those serving at sea, and the preservation of regional peace and stability. This is precisely why this resolution matters. The 2016 Arbitral Award is not merely a historical document. It is a living affirmation of the Philippines' maritime rights and entitlements under the Constitution and international law. It safeguards not only our lawful maritime interests, but also the livelihood of our fisherfolk, the security of our nation, and the future of generations of Filipinos. At a time when our sailors face increasing risks, our fisherfolk struggle for unimpeded access to traditional fishing grounds, and our government vessels encounter persistent challenges while performing their lawful duties, we cannot afford to treat this legal victory as a thing of the past. We must continue to uphold it not through provocation or aggression, but through a steadfast commitment to dialogue, international law, and rules-based order. As we commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Arbitral Award, let us send a clear message. The Philippines will continue to uphold its lawful rights and maritime entitlements through law, diplomacy, and national unity. as President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. aptly declared in his fifth State of the Nation address, we give honor to our armed forces, the Coast Guard, even our fisher folk, who all continue to patrol and plow our seas in the face of great risk. We urge that copies of this resolution be distributed to all colleges and universities, local government units, and all government agencies, enjoining them to hold simple, massive information activities to rally support and instill in the consciousness of the Filipino people the significance of July 12, 2016, Arbitral Award on the South China Sea and the Philippine sovereign rights within its exclusive economic zone, particularly with respect to the exploration and utilization of maritime resources. In view of the foregoing, Mr. Speaker, this representation respectfully seeks the support of this august chamber for the adoption of House Resolution number 1013. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sponsor, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize
Rufus Rodriguez of
no,
Cagayan de
I mean, I move to recognize Representative Rodriguez.
Thank you, our Majority Leader. And let me first, Madam Speaker, congratulate the Honorable Lenlen Oreta of the District of Malabon, whose loving wife, Melissa, is with us over there. This is a matter of national interest and security. And that is why when our colleague stands up and then asks us to support this particular arbitral tribunal award of July 12, 2016, we are therefore really bound, because we are all patriots in this house, except for a few. We support our Philippine claim, which is anchored in the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Seas. And therefore, the privileged speech of the resolution proposed by the Honorable Lenlen Oreta is certainly apropos to the present situation, especially because the President mentioned this arbitral tribunal during his SONA last Monday. So I just have a few interventions. Would Representative Oreta accept some interventions from this representation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, this is, don't worry, this is in support of your resolution. First, I think we should put into record the core rulings of this, because this is a matter of public interest and we should be able to include in our journal the following. Would Congressman Representative Oreta agree that one of the main core rulings of the award is that the China's claim of the 9-dash line, which is now 10-dash line by including Taiwan, is totally this allegedly historic claims over the maritime areas inside the line have according to the Hague Arbitral Tribunal, it has no legal basis in law and in fact. Is that one of the core rulings of the July 12, 2016 Tribunal Award?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, in other words, all of this, claim of China, and that is why they are with their vessels intruding illegally in our West Philippine Sea, 200 miles exclusive zone, is truly illegal and should therefore be condemned by the international community. So that's the first one. Invalidation of the 9-dash line of China. Second, the award protects the sovereign rights of the people of the Philippines and the government of the Republic of the Philippines regarding the sovereign rights under our exclusive economic zone from the 1982 Convention of the Law of the Seas. Does it protect? Does it confirm? Does the particular award confirm that features like Mischief Reef, Second Tamas Shoal fall within the Philippine exclusive economic zone, and that China, very important ruling, that China violated, this is the word of the award of the tribunal, China violated Philippine rights by interfering with the fishing and oil exploration of this West Philippine Sea. Is that correct, honorable gentleman from Malabon?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And then the other core ruling, there were 8 main rulings, but I would like to just focus on 3. And the third one is that this also, the ruling made sure that China's massive land reclamation, and this is now what has happened because of the previous administration. And therefore, this arbitral award, Madam Speaker, states and found that China's massive land reclamation and artificial island building caused severe harm because the shoals, some of the features which are found in our West Philippine Sea had been reclaimed by China, and they have built military structures there, and this not only violates our sovereign rights, but it has caused severe harm to the marine ecosystem in our area. Does our distinguished colleague agree that in terms of environmental protection, the tribunal made sure that China is warned not to be able to continue degrading our ecosystem? Would the gentleman agree?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And then, of course, these are the main core rulings of the tribunal. But of course, would the gentleman agree that there is non-compliance with China? China has violated this tribunal ruling. Would you agree that there is really non-compliance?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Correct, because China continues to be able not to follow that ruling. And so therefore, Madam Speaker, the July 2016 ruling, in the recent weeks, there has been 14 countries joining the Philippines in observing this anniversary, 10th year anniversary of the victory of the Philippines. And of course, the representative would know all of these 14. Can you kindly tell our colleagues, these 10 countries, 14 countries? In other words, we are supported by like-minded countries showing to the whole world that the decision should be observed by everyone in the international community. So, of course, the first one will be the United States. Yes. In fact, the United States is really, truly making sure. And then, what are the others? To make it of record that 14 countries have supported the anniversary and that they will continue to be able to accept and support this particular arbitral award.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, let me enumerate the countries.
Yes.
Australia, Canada,
Yes.
Estonia, the United States, United Kingdom, Romania, Slovenia, New Zealand, Lithuania, Latvia, Japan, Italy, Germany, Estonia.
That is the complete answer. And that is why, again, we congratulate our distinguished colleague. These are the 14, meaning it's a very good start because, you know, China has many client states. That is the reason. That is why we're still limited. But as we go along, as more countries would join us, this will be a deterrence. Would the gentleman agree that his resolution will be a big deterrence against China's continuation of their illegal acts in the West Philippine Sea?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, so therefore, we are again very thankful. No other person has risen here to be able to come out and be able to ask our support for this ruling of the arbitral award. And that is why we laud Representative Lenlen Oreta of Malabon, because he has brought this out, and we will, of course, heed the call of Representative Oreta by supporting this particular resolution. And now, therefore, I now move, Madam Speaker, to approve the resolution. Is that allowed, Majority Leader?
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Representative Rodriguez. Mr. Speaker, I now move to adopt the House Resolution
Wow,
number 1013 under Committee Report
Thank you.
434.
I end before the voting because this will be unanimous, I think, Madam Speaker. Thank you very much. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Congressman Oreta. And your wife is very proud of you this afternoon. Thank you.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution 1013. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 1013 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
1 minute suspension, Mr. Speaker.
Session suspended. Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to consider House Bill number 9697 as contained in Committee Report number 440 by the Committee on Housing and Urban Development, and for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be requested to read the title of the bill.
Secretary General is directed to read the title of the resolution. House Bill.
House Bill 9697, an act improving the delivery of socialized housing programs, amending for the purpose sections 10, 18, and 20 of Republic Act number 7279, otherwise known as the Urban Development and Housing Act of 1992, as amended by Republic Act number 10884, otherwise known as the Balanced Housing Development Program Amendments.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate, and that the chairperson of the Committee on Housing and Urban Development, Representative Maria Victoria Copilar of the 6th District of Quezon City, be recognized to sponsor the measure.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Chair recognizes Congresswoman Marivic Copilar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues, as a chair of the Committee on Housing and Urban Development, I have the honor to sponsor Committee Report number 440 on House Bill number 9697 entitled An Act Improving the Delivery of Socialized Housing Programs, amending for the purpose of Section 10, 18, and 20 of Republic Act number 7279, otherwise known as the Urban Development and Housing Act of 1992, as amended by Republic Act number 10884. Madam Speaker, the 1987 Constitution recognizes housing as a basic human need and directs the state to undertake, in cooperation with private sector, a continuing program of urban land reform and housing that will make decent housing available at an affordable cost to underprivileged and homeless citizens. More than 3 decades after the enactment of UDHA, or Urban Development and Housing Act, our country continues to face a significant housing backlog and challenges to the balanced housing development program, including rigid compliance mechanism and lengthy government processes. House Bill number 9697 addresses this concern through practical and responsive reforms. First, the measure expands the government's option for acquiring land for socialized housing by recognizing additional modes such as direct purchase and qualified public-private partnership proposals. It likewise prioritizes government-owned, foreclosed, and certain tax-delinquent properties for housing purposes while protecting the rights of qualified occupants. Second, the bill modernized the Balanced Housing Development Program by providing developers with more flexible compliance options, while ensuring that investments remain focused on the communities where development takes place. It strengthened partnership among local government units, national housing agencies, and the private sector to deliver more socialized housing projects for informal settlers' family, underprivileged and homeless citizens, and families affected by major infrastructure projects. Third, the measure simplifies government procedures by creating more efficient approval processes, establishing one-stop shop mechanism, and requiring faster issuance of permits for qualified socialized housing projects. These reforms reduce unnecessary delays while maintaining accountability and transparency. Madam Speaker, this measure strikes a careful balance. It recognizes the indispensable role of private developers while empowering our local government units and national housing agencies to respond more effectively to the housing need of our people. Ultimately, this bill is about giving more Filipino families the opportunity to own a safe, secure, and decent home. It is about making our housing policies more responsive, our processes more efficient, and our partnerships stronger. For this reason, I respectfully seek the approval of House Bill number 9697. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Sarah Jane Ilago of Gabriela Party List to interpolate the sponsor.
The Honorable Sarah Jane Ilago is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Madam Speaker. Isang katanungan lang para sa ating distinguished sponsor tungkol sa dagdag na moda ng land acquisition na bukod sa direct purchase, may dagdag din na pagtanggap ng unsolicited proposals na gagabayan ng ating batas na Republic Act number 11966, Section 10, tungkol sa unsolicited proposals sa ating PPP Code. Ang katanungan ko lamang, Madam Speaker, ay sino po ang main implementing agency na tatanggap nitong unsolicited proposals? Sino ho ang may kapangyarihan na mag-evaluate kapag ito ay nasabi ng kumpleto ang requirements sa pagproseso ng ating PPP Center kapag sila ay nakatanggap ng isang unsolicited proposal mula sa isang private proponent?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ang PPP, actually, it started way back pa, no? It is through probably pwedeng city, city or LGU rather, no? For example, ang lote is owned by Quezon City Government, for example. Tapos, may isang developer na willing to finance the socialized housing project. Then they could enter into a memorandum of agreement with the terms and conditions, with the price, especially yung presyo ng socialized housing, at sisiguraduhin din na ang lote ay malinis at walang problema, at sisiguraduhin din at importante na kung may nakatira dun sa nasabing lote na pagmamayari ng LGU, dapat on-site, dapat ang beneficiaryo ay yung aktual na naka-occupy ng nasabing lote. Isa yun sa panuntunan na dapat tinitignan bago maaprubahan ng isang PPP. At kung ang DSUD naman, ay pagmamayari naman ng national government ang nasabing lote, ganun din, no? So kung sino yung ka-partner ng isang private enterprise, yun naman ang lead agency na mag-approve ng mga panuntunan, rules and regulations and policy ng kanilang private-public partnership.
Maraming salamat, Madam Speaker. Pagdating sa local government units, may proseso din na malinaw na kung saan ang kanilang konseho makakapagsalita, makakapagtanong, magkakaroon ng negosasyon, malalapit yung mga issues o kaya katanungan o mga particular demands ng kanilang mga constituents. At nasagot din na kapag sa national government naman yung DSUD, ang implementing agency, paano ho ang magiging moda ng kanilang konsultasyon? Kung sakaling may nais maipaabot na mga issues, panawagan o particular demands ang ating mga kababayan na magiging sa mga areas na magiging subject ng unsolicited proposals?
Lahat naman, no? Why DSUD? Kasi sila yung primary housing agency. At pangalawa, napakahalaga pa rin ng social preparation sa kahit anong programa ng pabahay, lalo't kung patungkol ito doon sa may mga actual occupant na ISF, laging kaakibat nito ang social preparation. At yan ang unang hakbang na dapat ginagawa ng kahit anong programa pagdating sa usapin ng katiyakan sa paninirahan o mga proyektong gagawin ng isang LGU, importante pa rin ang social preparation. That's the first step, always the first step. At bilang dagdag lang sa unang katanungan, pagdating sa LGU, partnership ng pabahay o private-public partnership, pagdating sa socialized housing, dumadaan din ito sa sanggunian, panglunsod o city council for approval dahil pagbabayad ito at yung mga alituntunin ay dumadaan din uli sa city council o sanggunian. Pagdating naman sa DSUD, kung DSUD naman ang pinaka-partner ng isang private sector or enterprise, ito rin ay dumadaan sa kanilang terms of agreement, memorandum of agreement, at yung alituntunin pa rin kung anong nakasaad sa UDHA ay susundin pa rin. Kasama yon at kalakip yon ng kahit anumang private-public partnership patungkol sa usapin ng katiyakan sa paninirahan.
Yes, maraming salamat, Madam Speaker. Nais lang matiyak ng representasyon na ito sa pagtanggap natin ng unsolicited proposals mula sa mga private proponent, natitiyak natin na naaabot yung pagkamit natin ng mas maraming mga programa para sa pabahay, pagtataguyod ng katiyakan sa paninirahan ng ating mga kababayan, at hindi naman na isasantabi yung boses din ng maaring maapektuhan ng ganitong tipo ng mga proposals, lalong-lalo na kapag ito ay may kinalaman, hindi lang sa pribado na endeavor, kundi maging yung mga national government programs natin na magkakaroon ng relocation o mangangailangan ng resettlement para sa ating mga kababayan. Yun lamang sa ngayon, Madam Speaker. Maraming salamat sa ating distinguished sponsor.
Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I would like to recognize the Honorable Antonio Tino of ACT Teachers Party List for his interpellation.
Honorable Antonio Tino is recognized.
Salamat, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, ilang katanungan po sa sponsor kung pahihintulutan.
Opo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, diretso na ako sa main isa sa mga main concern natin dito, no? Which is yung amendment to section 18 of Republic Act 7279 as amended. Yung section 18 ay tungkol sa balanced housing development at may mga bagong moda na ini-introduce dito. First of all, Madam Speaker, ang kasalukuyang batas po ng 7279 has been amended by Republic Act 10884. Tama po ba?
Tama po. Tama.
Opo. Tapos sa amended na Section 18, so nandito po yung balanced housing development provision. At dito sinasabi na yung mga private developer, mga private owners and developers of proposed subdivision and condominium projects shall be required to develop an area for socialized housing equivalent to at least 15% of the total subdivision area or total subdivision project cost, and at least 5% of condominium area or project cost at the option of the developer in accordance with the standards as provided by law. Meron pong ganon. Para sinabi, balance daw. Okay, kung merong private developer gusto magtayo ng subdivision o kaya ng condominium, kailangan nire-require ng batas na mag-set aside ng may cost dito, no? 15% for subdivision or 5% for condominiums para sa socialized housing. No? So, ibig sabihin, tama po ba? Okay, may private subdivision dito. Dapat may gagawin din para sa napabahay, para sa mahirap. Socialized. Tama po ba? Ganun po ba ang mandato? Correct?
Well, actually, that was, from what, if my memory serves me right, talagang dati, sa kada isang hektarya, dapat meron kang 25% for socialized housing. Pero dun sa batas ng amendments ng Section 18, ngayon, yung mga private developers, no, not necessarily na kailangan doon mo gawin yung socialized housing project na 25% or 15% pag subdivision or 5% pag condominium. Pwede ngayon sa batas natin, na yung 15% equivalent nun, pwedeng sa ongoing socialized housing project kung saan yung developer nagde-develop sa isang LGU. Doon niya pwedeng ilagay yung 15% sa socialized housing project ng isang LGU kung ito ay subdivision. Kung condominium naman, yung 5%, pwede niyang ilagay pa rin yung project ng isang LGU na 5% sa ongoing socialized housing project ng LGU kung saan nagde-develop siya ng subdivision or condominium para tuloy-tuloy yung proyekto ng pabahay ng isang LGU. Yun ay tinatawag nating compliance na nakahain o naging polisiya ng DSUD para sa balanced housing na tinatawag.
Okay. Well, kung babalikan po natin yung original na law ng urban development, UDHA, no? Ay sabi po rito ay Section 18, Balanced Housing Development. This is the original Republic Act. This is the original Republic Act 7279, Section 18, Balanced Housing Development. The program shall include a system to be specified in the framework plan whereby developers of proposed subdivision projects shall be required to develop an area for socialized housing equivalent to at least 20% of the total subdivision area or total subdivision project cost at the option of the developer within the same city or municipality whenever feasible and in accordance with the standards set by the Housing and Land Use Regulatory Board and other existing laws. So originally, yung mga private developer kailangan maglaan ng 20% in area or project cost para sa socialized housing. Yun yung original. Tapos nung inamend po ito ng Republic Act, teka.
10.8.
Sorry po.
10.8.8.
Ng 10884, nung inamend po ito ay again naging
15.
yung 20% at least 15%. 15% na lang po, di ba? Total subdivision area or project or total subdivision cost and at least 5% of condominium area or project cost. Okay? So pinababa po. Tama po ba? No, dati 20%. Tapos naging 15% na lang nung sa Republic Act 10884. Tama po ba? So pinababa. Ngayon, puntahan naman natin yung proposed amendments dito. In particular, letter D. So, Section 2 of this proposed bill, which proposes to amend Section 18, the Balanced Housing Development. Medyo may concern po tayo, to be frank. Dahil yung dating 20%, ginawa ng 15% for subdivision or 5% for condominium. Ngayon po, meron na po ritong letter D na pinopropose kayo. Payment to the... okay. Ang sinasabi po rito, meron pa ring requirement. Ang sinasabi, the program shall include a system to be specified in the framework plan whereby owners or developers of proposed housing development projects shall be required to develop an area for socialized housing equivalent to at least 15%. So nandun pa rin yung 15% of the total project area or cost or for subdivisions or villages, and at least 5% of condominium or vertical housing area or project cost at the option of the developer. So nandun pa rin. Pero ang isang mahalagang sinabi rito, the balanced housing development as herein required may also be complied with by the owners or developers concerned, or both as the case may be, in any of the following manner. Tapos meron pong letter D. One way to comply with the requirement is the following. Letter D. Payment to the city or municipal government where the project is located equivalent to at least 25% of the required compliance value. 15% of the total project cost for subdivisions or villages, and 5% of the total project cost for condominium or vertical housing projects. So dun muna, mahaba pa po to. Ito po ang concern natin. So, merong requirement ang batas, sabi, para sa balanced housing development, yung mga private developers required na dati 20, tapos naging 15% na lang ng project cost ay ilaan sa socialized housing. Ngayon po, may ini-introduce kayo rito na in order to comply with that requirement, magbayad na lang po ng 25% of the required 15%. So, for example, kunyari, yung subdivision na i-develop, 100 million pesos ang cost. No? Ang sinasabi nyo po rito, sa batas, currently, kailangan nun, subdivision siya, therefore, 15% dapat nakalaan sa socialized housing. So that's 15 million na dapat, 15 million worth of socialized housing na dapat itayo ng developer. Pero dito po, pwede na mag-comply pag magbigay lang ng 25% o 15 million. Pagbayad lang. So how much is that? Hindi na 15 million. 25% is 3.7 million. So magbibigay na lang si private developer sa LGU ng 3.7 million, nakakomply na siya. No? Hindi po ba may problema? Parang, in other words, sino pang developer ang pipili ng ibang mga option? No? Kung 25% lang pala kailangan kong bayaran di solve na ako. Hindi po ba medyo malaking problema to? Sabi dito that 25% of the required 15 million, or in the case of condominium, 5% lang So kung 100 million, yung condominium project, ang requirement ngayon sa batas, 5% nun, o 5 million worth of units dapat ay socialized. Pero dito, 25% lang ng 5 million, which is 1.25? 1.25 million. Bayaran lang niya sa city government, compliant na siya. Hindi po ba medyo, yes, mapopondohan yung socialized housing program, magkakapondo yung socialized housing program ng LGU, pero at what cost? Parang masyado na nating, hindi po ba? Masyado namang pinabura na. No, at nililigtas sa obligasyon ng kasalukuyang batas ang mga private developer. Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, the distinguished sponsor.
Yes, Kong Tino, that is very, actually, on the face of the bill, parang gano'n ang tingin at interpretasyon. Ako rin nung una tinignan ko, bakit? Anong magiging ganansya? Parang mababawasan pa yung pondo para sa balance housing. Pero in reply to that, actually, etong Section 18 na ito, naganap itong batas na ito noong 2016, Congress. Ngayon, rinipaso natin, mas inayos natin, bakit, anong pagkakaiba ngayon ng amendments namin ng Section 18, ng 25% of 15%, saka 25% of the 5% of the condominium or housing projects. Ang pagkakaiba is that recoverable and non-recoverable. For example, pwede naman, tsaka option lang ito. Hindi ito sinasabi ng batas na yun ang gawin mo bilang developer. Optional lang siya. Optional. Optional in a sense that pag ginawa mo yung 25%, kinumply mo for subdivision, kinumply mo siya, kikita pa rin siya, marirecover pa rin niya yung, kunyari, ang benta dapat is 1.5. Pero dahil ang investment 25%. So, babalik pa sa kanya yung kita na yon. May kita pa siya doon. Samantalang, yung 25% o 15%, non-recoverable na yon. Buo na niya yon. May bibigay at imapapatayo na yon ng LGU para sa kanilang socialized housing project.
Okay. So, ayun po ang paliwanag na non-recoverable. Yung essentially, binigyan natin ng 75% discount sa requirement, no? Yung mga private developers.
If kung yun na magiging option nila.
Oo.
Na,
pero yun na nga, sinong developer ang hindi pipili ng ganitong option? parang ang concern nga natin, mamamatay na yung ibang option dito. Dahil talagang bargain na, imagine, sa halip na 15 million, ang ipapatay, 3.7 million lang. Cash. I don't even have to develop. Oh, bigay ko na. Solve na.
Oo.
Diba?
Yes, continue. Hindi niya marirecover lahat. Hindi discount yun. Well, in fact, kikita pa siya kung ang pipiliin niya yung 25%. Samantalang yung 15%, kung i-comply niya lahat yon, non-recoverable na yon. Diretso na yon sa pagpapagawa ng socialized housing projects.
Oo.
At doon ang gagaling ngayon yung ating escrow account.
Madam Chair, as socialized housing projects, hindi naman libre yun eh. Yung socialized housing project, di po ba, Madam Speaker, socialized project sa housing projects does not mean free housing project.
Yes,
Ibig sabihin,
correct.
may recovery pa rin doon.
No. Dito sa Section 18 na in-amend, diretso na yon. Wala na silang recovery. Kung yan, sabihin mo na ang out of 25% of 15% is, sabihin natin 5 million, wala na silang recovery doon. Diretso na yon sa pagpapagawa ng LGU sa ng socialized housing projects nila.
Understood.
Pero pag 25%, kunyari 5 million, kikita pa sila doon ng, sabihin na natin, ng 20%. Bababalik pa sa kanila yon. Kasi the 15% and 5% is compliance is retained. And in this mode, cost is recoverable on the part of the developer. Whereas the option complying with 25% or 15% or 25% of 5% is an immediate loss on the part of the developer.
Okay. Well, Madam Chair, it's an immediate loss. Yes, pwede mong i-argue yon. Pero overall, mas maliit na bilang ng housing units, just in terms of volume, ang mapapatayo rito. No, kasi whereas before, whereas now, sa kasalukuyang batas, kailangan 15% pagpatayo ka. Ngayon, magbayad ka na lang ng 25% nun, yung city na ang bahala. Okay? But just 25% of the total amount, meaning less money to put up housing units. Yun po ang realidad. No, mas konti ang maitatayo kahit paibigay mo sa city yan. No?
Hindi naman mas konti ang maitatayo. Pero ang maganda dito, yung presyo niya hindi mataas.
Okay.
Hindi siya katulad ng the regular pricing ng housing, ng socialized housing, sabihin na natin 1.8 million. It's because wala nang return of investment yung mga developer. So bababa yung presyo ng housing, mas magiging affordable para sa isang beneficiaryo kung ang pipiliin niya yung 25% of the 15%.
Okay. Alright, Madam Chair. Anyway, yan yung isang fina-flag natin na concern dito. No? Tapos, hindi lang yun mahaba kasi yung provision. So, sabi rito, for this purpose, the concerned local government unit shall have a 2-year exclusive right to utilize the amount provided by the developers for its own socialized housing programs. The local government unit's 2-year exclusive right shall commence once the funds have been downloaded to the concerned local government unit. In the event of natural disasters, calamities, crises, and other fortuitous events that are beyond the control of the concerned local government unit, the 2-year exclusive period shall be extended to cover such period of contingency. Failure of the concerned local government unit to utilize the amount for its own socialized housing programs within the prescribed period shall result in forfeiture of the exclusive right. Okay. Una po, may 2-year exclusive right. May taning. Okay. So, bakit po may ganon? Pangalawa, sabi rito, pag hindi na gamit within the 2-year period, na pwedeng ma-extend kung merong fortuitous event, no? Ay, there shall be a forfeiture of the exclusive right. So, ano pong ibig sabihin ng forfeited to whom? Kanino ang ibig sabihin? Ano mangyayari sa pondo what happens with the money?
Hindi. Okay. Sagutin ko po
So,
yan.
yes, dalawa po yun. Bakit may siguro, naintindihan natin, 2 years kailangan ma-implement kagad. Okay, baka ganun. Tama po ba?
Tama.
Tama. Now, what happens with forfeiture? Parang hindi po malinaw sa provision, forfeiture of the exclusive right.
Di po, can I reply now?
Opo.
Okay. Your first question, bakit may 2 years? Oo, continue. Well, in fact, linagyan natin ng 2 years na may exclusive right yung LGU. No? Kasi maraming mga LGU na marami silang developer, pero sa sitwasyon natin ngayon, yung escrow fund, nagagamit yun sa iba-ibang bayan. Pero may mga cities na LGU na kailangan din nila ng housing, socialized housing project. Kaya ginawa tong batas na ito na dapat kung saan yung developer na LGU, doon ka rin nagko-contribute ng fund mo, ng compliance mo, doon sa socialized housing project na meron yung LGU na yon. Kaya 2 years. Ngayon, after 2 years, pag hindi mo ito nagamit, sayang naman kung ma-stuck lang yon at hindi magagamit. That's the time na pwede nang mag-decide ang DSUD kung saan nila pwede nagawan ng socialized housing project using such escrow fund out of that 15 and 5%.
Okay, so, pero ang sabi po kasi dito, payment to the city or municipal government where the project is located. So, yung pera binibigay sa LGU. No? Tama po ba? O, tapos ngayon sinasabi nyo, after 2 years, mapupunta sa DSUD o may control na ang DSUD sa pondo. Paano po yan? Parang hindi po malinaw. Kasi pera na ng LGU yun eh. Tapos ngayon, sabi nyo, DSUD will now somehow take control of this fund and then have the power to allocate it to other LGUs. Ganun po ba?
No, actually there will be later on most probably an amendments regarding that matter.
Okay. Ibig sabihin, parang medyo malabo pagka ganun, ano? Kasi
Hindi, ang ibig
pag binayad na sa LGU, pero na ng LGU
ang
yun.
ibig sabihin
diba?
po, hindi po siya ibabayad sa LGU.
Well, kasi
Kasi
sabi
po
po,
yung escrow-
payment to the
Yeah.
city
Yeah,
or municipal government.
Yes, later for the amendments po.
Yeah, there will be okay. Pero okay. Madam Speaker, really this is my main concern is medyo to be frank, medyo tutol po tayo na historically parang pinaliliit, pinalalablaw na nga yung socialized housing mandate, no, through this balanced housing provision sa mga private developers and owners. No? Originally, it was 20%. Then it was reduced to 15% for subdivisions and 5% for condominiums. Now, with this proposed bill, yung 15 and 20, pwede pang ma-reduce further by 75%. Magbayad na lang ng cash. No? 25% of the 15% or the 5%. Yun na lang, magbayad na lang yung developer sa LGU, compliant na siya with the balanced housing development requirement. No? So sa halip, ang problema dito, ang tingin natin, sa halip na makatulong sa pagtugon sa napakalalang kakulangan ng pabahay, ng affordable na pabahay para sa mamamayang Pilipino, ay lalo pang mababawasan ang volume. No? At kusa, dito yung national government pa ang magtatakda, no, na paliitin ng ganito kalaki ang obligasyon ng mga private developers. No? So, ibang problema na nga na yung housing development sa ating bansa ay largely driven by private developers. Tapos ngayon, babawasan pa natin ang requirement sa kanila. No? Kaya ito po, to be honest, alam ko po, isang advokasya talaga ng ating sponsor ang housing, pero palagay natin, seryosong malaking problema po kung maisama ang ganitong provision. No? Nakusang nagpabawas ang gobyerno ng requirements sa private developers para pondohan ang affordable housing. No? So, hopefully, sana po ma-reconsider ng mga sponsor ito dahil pabor na pabor po ito sa private developers. Ang concern natin, wala na silang, bakit pa sila pipili ng ibang option, no, para magpatayo ng socialized housing kung eto pala 25% of the requirement na lang ang babayaran namin. Lusot na kami. Diba? So the government will be shooting itself in the foot. No? Sa lalo pa at napakalala ng kakulangan ng pabahay sa ating lipunan. Kaya yun po, Madam Speaker, yan ang ating pinakaseryosong concern sa bill na ito. With that, maraming salamat po sa sponsor at sa panahon. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, there being no other member who wishes to interpolate a sponsor, I move to close the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of amendments.
There's a motion to open the period of amendments. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move, there being no committee amendments, I move to proceed to consider the individual amendments.
Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Mark Santos of the Lone District of Las Piñas for his individual amendments.
The Honorable Mark Santos is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to propose an amendment to Section 2 of House Bill 09697, amending Section 18, Paragraph D of Republic Act 7279. I move to amend Section 18, Paragraph D, by deleting the entire paragraph and inserting the following. D, payment of the project cost equivalent to 25% of the required compliance value, 15% of the total project area or cost for subdivisions or villages, and 5% of condominium or vertical housing area or project cost, in favor of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development for its socialized housing programs, provided that the amount shall be used exclusively for socialized housing programs of the city or municipality where the project is located. Provided further that in cases where the concerned local government unit has its own socialized housing program, compliance with which is required of the developer or owner of a subdivision or condominium project pursuant to local ordinances or resolutions, and the cost thereof exceeds the amount prescribed in the preceding paragraph. The developer or owner shall be deemed compliant with this act. Any excess amount incurred may be credited in favor of the concerned developer, or owner for future projects. Provided, finally, that the concerned local government unit shall submit to the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development a liquidation report on the amounts received for proper auditing and accounting purposes. For this purpose, the concerned local government unit shall have a 2-year exclusive right to utilize the amount provided by the developers for its own socialized housing programs. The local government unit's 2-year exclusive right shall commence once the concerned local government unit has been notified of availability of funds in the event of natural disasters, calamities, crises, and other fortuitous events that are beyond the control of the concerned local government unit. The 2-year exclusive period shall be extended to cover such period of contingency. Failure of the concerned local government unit to utilize the amount for its own socialized housing programs within the prescribed period shall result in forfeiture of the exclusive right. So moved, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader. Madam Sponsor.
Madam Speaker, I accept the amendments introduced by Kong Mark Santos.
What does the House say?
Madam Speaker, I move to approve the proposed amendment.
There's a motion to approve the proposed amendment. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Representative Kenneth Gatchalian of the 1st District of Valenzuela City for his individual amendment.
The Honorable Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I withdraw the motion. Madam Speaker, there being no other member who wishes to propose individual amendments, I move to close the period of amendments.
Motion to close the period of amendments. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to vote on second reading, House Bill number 9697.
There's a motion to approve House Bill 9697 on second reading. All those in favor, say aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 9697 is approved. As amendment, is approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session suspended. Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to consider bills under the calendar of business for Thursday and Friday. Pursuant to our rules, I move for the omnibus consideration of the following local bills. House Bill number 9609 under Committee Report 424, House Bill 9610 under Committee Report 425, House Bill number 9612 under Committee Report 427, House Bill number 9613 under Committee Report 428, House Bill 9614 under Committee Report 429, House Bill number 9615 under Committee Report 430, House Bill number 9616 under Committee Report 431, House Bill number 9617 under Committee Report 432, House Bill number 9618 under Committee Report 433, House Bill number 9687 under Committee Report 437, House Bill number 9689 under Committee Report 438, House Bill number 9690 under Committee Report 439, House Bill number 9703 under Committee 442, House Bill number 9704 under Committee Report 443, and House Bill number 9706 under Committee Report 445. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to the title of the bills.
The Secretary General is hereby directed to read the title of the bills mentioned by the Majority Leader.
House Bill number 9609, an act reverting to the national government the discharge of basic health services of the Romblon Provincial Hospital and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9610, an act establishing in Barangay Tandang Sora, Quezon City, a general hospital to be known as the Tandang Sora Hospital Medical Center and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9612, an act increasing the bed capacity of the Davao Regional Medical Center in the city of Tagum, province of Davao del Norte, from 1,000 to 1,500 beds and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9613, an act upgrading the Talavera General Hospital in the municipality of Talavera, province of Nueva Ecija, into a level 3 general hospital and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9614, an act upgrading the Cotabato Sanitarium and General Hospital in the municipality of Sultan Kudarat, province of Maguindanao del Norte, into a level 3 general hospital and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9615, an act establishing in the municipality of Basilisa, province of Dinagat Islands, a general hospital to be known as the Dinagat Islands General Hospital and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9616, an act upgrading the Dr. George P. Royeca City Hospital in the city of General Santos into a level 3 general hospital to be known as the Dr. George P. Royeca Regional Medical Center and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9617, an act increasing the bed capacity of the Valenzuela Medical Center in the city of Valenzuela, Metro Manila, from 500 to 800 beds, upgrading its professional healthcare services and facilities, authorizing the increase of its medical personnel and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9618, an act renaming the Region 1 Medical Center in the city of Dagupan, province of Pangasinan, to Speaker Jose C. De Venecia Jr. Medical Center. House Bill number 9687, an act establishing a regular campus of the Western Philippines University in the municipality of Rojas, province of Palawan, to be known as the Western Philippines University Rojas Campus and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9689, an act establishing a regular campus of the Southern Leyte State University in the municipality of Liloan, province of Southern Leyte, to be known as the Southern Leyte State University Liloan Campus and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9690, an act establishing a regular campus of the University of Eastern Philippines in the municipality of San Antonio, province of Northern Samar, to be known as the University of Eastern Philippines San Antonio Campus and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9703, an act establishing Technical Education and Skills Development Authority Provincial Training and Assessment Centers in the municipalities of Kawayan and Naval, both located in the province of Biliran, and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9704, an act establishing the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority Provincial Training and Assessment Centers in the municipalities of Pontevedra and President Rojas, both located in the province of Capiz and appropriating funds therefor. House Bill number 9706, an act establishing a regular campus of the Pampanga State University in the municipality of Macabebe, province of Pampanga, to be known as the Pampanga State University Macabebe Campus and appropriating funds therefor.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate and that the explanatory note be considered as a sponsorship of the said measures.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate on the said measures, I move to close the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of amendments and approve the committee amendments, if any, as contained in the respective committee reports of the affirmation bills.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, there being no individual amendments, I move to close the period of amendments.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to vote on second reading the following House bills. House Bill number 9609 under Committee Report 424, House Bill 9610 under Committee Report 425, House Bill number 9612 under Committee Report 427, House Bill number 9613 under Committee Report 428, House Bill number 9614 under Committee Report 429, House Bill number 9615 under Committee Report 430, House Bill number 9616 under Committee Report 431, House Bill number 9617 under Committee Report 432, House Bill number 9618 under Committee Report 433, House Bill number 9687 under Committee Report 437, House Bill number 9689 under Committee Report 438, House Bill number 9690 under Committee Report 439, House Bill number 9703 under Committee Report 442, House Bill number 9704 under Committee Report 443, and House Bill number 9706 under Committee Report 445.
There's a motion to approve on second reading the following House bills mentioned by our Majority Leader. Is there any objection? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The following House bill mentioned by our Majority Leader is approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, in accordance with our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees. House Resolution 1050 to the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources, House Resolution number 1051 to the Committee on Energy, House Resolution 1055 to the Committee on Agrarian Reform, House Resolution 1059 to the Committee on Health, House Resolution 1064 to the Committee on Justice, House Resolution 1072 to the Committee on Health, House Resolution 1079 to the Committee on Natural Resources, House Resolution 1080 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety, House Resolution 1081 to the Committee on National Defense and Security, House Resolution 1082 to the Committee on Labor and Employment, House Resolution 1083 to the Committee on Local Government, House Resolution 1084 to the Committee on Ecology, House Resolution 1085 to the Committee on Labor and Employment, House Resolution 1086 to the Committee on Health, and House Resolution 1087 to the Committee on Overseas Workers' Affairs.
There's a motion to refer the following House resolutions to appropriate committees. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, pursuant to our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following speeches delivered on June 1, 2026 to the appropriate committees. From Representative De Lima to the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources, from Rep. Legacion to the Committee on Public Works and Highways, from Rep. Lagman to the Committee on Health, from Representative Momo to the Committee on Public Works and Highways, from Representative Garbin to the Committee on Social Services, from Representative Ilago to the Committee on Women and Gender Equality, from Representative San Fernando to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education, and from Representative De Jesus to the Committee on Games and Amusements.
There's a motion to refer the following speeches delivered on June 1st, 2026 to the appropriate committees. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to include additional co-authors to the House Bills numbers 9642, 9697, and 9702, and House Resolutions numbers 1013 and 1190, as contained in the list to be submitted by the Committee on Rules.
There's a motion to include additional co-authors to House Bill number 9643 and 9702, and House Resolution numbers 1013 and 1190. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session suspended. Session is resumed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, under the business for the day, I move to consider House Resolution number 1190 in consolidation of House Resolutions number 1103, 1104, 1105, 1106, 1111, 1134, 1137, 1178, 1179, 1180, 1187, 1188, 1190, 1197, and 1211. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the resolution.
Secretary General is directed to read the title of the resolution.
House Resolution 1190, resolution commending and congratulating Ms. Alexandra Alex Maniego Ayala for historic breakthrough as the first Filipino to advance to the round of 16 in a Grand Slam singles tournament at the 2026 Wimbledon Championships.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution number 1190.
Is there any? There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 1190. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 1190 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session suspended. Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, on the part of the majority, I move to nominate and elect to the Commission on Appointments as members, Representative Jordine Jesus M. Romualdo, Vice. Francisco Paulo P. Ortega V. Robert Raymond M. Estrella, Vice. Jose Bong Teves Jr. Roy M. Loyola, Vice. Wilfredo Mark M. Enverga, and Arnie B. Fuentebella, Vice. Mercedes K. Alvarez. I so move.
There's a motion to elect the members to the Commission on Appointments. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, on the part of the majority, I move to reconsider the election of Representative Jonathan Keith T. Flores as chairperson of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs and instead nominate and elect Representative Flores as Deputy Majority Leader.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Finally, Madam Speaker, on the part of the majority, I move to nominate and elect to the Committee on Dangerous Drugs as chairperson Representative Mark Anthony Santos. I so move.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, there being no business left for the day, I move to adjourn session until the 3rd of August, 3 p.m.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Session is adjourned till August 3rd, August 3, Monday at 3 p.m.